Welcome to this week's episode of Listen to Your Coaches. I'm your coach, Mike Wilkins, here with Coach Will Morrill, and behind the scenes, the young producer, Max Gerald. This week, we're going to run down the 247 Fighting Championships that happened on Saturday, the inaugural event in their new Sunny Days Arena venue. Talk a little about the UFC that also happened that same night. We're going to preview this week's big pay-per-view, UFC 319, and then we'll talk a little bit about what's to come with the UFC's future, their move from ESPN to Paramount, and dropping the pay-per-view model. Let's get into it. Will, you coached a handful of fights this weekend.
I did.
Why don't you tell us all about them in order and strike by strike? Go.
All right. So, first fight we had was TJ, right?
That's right.
Supposed to be on the original opening date of the Sunny Days Arena, and he was going to be the first fight. And so Hunter was like, "Hey, man, I want to make sure you still get the first fight."
One, yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And I mean, like, dude, who's better than TJ? You know, TJ's going to put on a show, right?
Yep.
So TJ came out, and we knew that the kid he was fighting was going to shoot, right?
Yes.
If nothing else, the tattoo, right?
Yeah. We had some footage on him, too, and he wrestled hard.
Yes, he does. Big part of the plan was just like stuff and takedowns, keep it standing. And the first round, decent job of that, although he did get taken down, maybe a minute left or so?
Yeah, he got taken, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't like he fully accepted the bottom, initially, but, towards the end of the round, he was getting controlled, if I remember correctly.
My best guess, it'd probably be, last 30 seconds.
Yeah, where he was
he did get taken down and got back up.
Right.
But then got taken down again. Mm-hmm, and finished the round on bottom.
Yes. So he probably lost the first round,
Yeah.
But the good news was we had seen...
That's what I did have it scored. I had it scored for his opponent the first round.
Me too. But, the good part of it was we saw that TJ was, he'd picked up the timing of this kid's shots.
Yes.
Right? We knew, hey, if you just trust in your sprawling and, fully disengage all the way to standing, this is going to go well for you. So trust in your timing and, get loose with your hands. And TJ is one of those dudes, he listens in between rounds very, very well.
He certainly does.
So that's exactly what he did. He just started to get loose with his hands. The second round, that's when he hurt the kid, right?
Yeah, second round, he hurt the kid right off the rip. But it's, hard to finish.
Yeah.
Here, we're taking a look at it right now. So he hurts his opponent. His opponent drops down to a turtle position, and TJ has to just strike the body.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot else you can do there unless you want to fully engage in grappling, which is kind of difficult with someone who's fully in turtle with shin guards on. It's you're not going to slide your hooks in very easily,
Yeah.
You're not going to... I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just...
Okay, let me correct you.
Yeah, spit it on me.
Their shin guards, are you talking about our shin guards or theirs?
Our shin guards. It makes it hard to get those in there. Their shin guards aren't really involved in that, but...
Right. Could cause problems. Could be problematic.
Yeah, and also if it's your game plan to keep it striking, you want to let the guy up, but you also want to do some damage while he's down there. Yeah. So you just kind of have to get
also,
body
it's
shots.
A potential right there. That's a fight-ending position if head strikes are permissible in this. But this is the novice rules, so they're not permissible. But you got to take the good with the bad. There's good with novice rules too. So I was very anti the novice rules when we first started fighting in PA. I was oh man, these rules suck. And to a level, they do suck.
Yeah.
And then the more I became a coach, the more I saw value in having a tiered rule set, right?
For sure.
I was kind of looking at it using my own perspective, dude, you're telling me I can't ground and pound here? I can't punch to the head or whatever. And I wasn't taking into perspective people who are coming into the sport without any combat background.
Exactly.
Right? And you get you get your feet wet in your jiu-jitsu tournaments and stuff like that. But I do see a space for this style of rule set. You know what I mean?
I think that there should be an exemption though for someone like TJ, where we're he doesn't need it. You know what I mean? That would be pretty sick.
That's tough to do because I think that'd be very tough to regulate. I do think it has to be by a fight basis. So right now it's you have to have 3 fights. One of the cool things that they're doing in PA is they are accepting other fights, right? For example, Kyle O'Hare fought this weekend. He was 2-0. Not enough to do advanced AMI, but he had 4 Muay Thai fights, giving him 6 fights total. They're like, that's good enough.
Yep.
We had the same thing with Hugo back in February, right? He was also 2-0 MMA, but he was like 4-0. I think it was the exact same record as Kyle. Yeah, so they're like, that's enough. Like, you know, you can go advanced AMI. So they do at least have, what do you call that? Like wiggle room.
Exceptions.
Like, yeah, you know, they look at the bigger picture. And it's like, okay, so here goes the one thing. So for this fight, whether TJ wins or loses, he will have 3 fights with a winning record. Right? So he would be doing advanced rules next fight anyhow. But at the same time, it's the other kid, his opponent, it was his second fight.
Right.
So, and it takes 2, right? Both people need to meet the requirements. I mean, it's just like, it's just part of it, right? Whatever.
I think that in the same way, you know how we have to fill out the, what do they call it? The fighter experience forms or whatever for someone's first fight to just like basically.
Bro, I have to fill those out all the time.
Yeah, like, basically to let the commission know.
And then like sometimes if it's like, dude, I filled out people's, like, who I'm like, I filled it out for this dude for their last fight. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm filling one out for them, like, every fight, I feel like.
I filled one out for, like, I want to say Donahue or something, like, relatively recently. And I was like, dude, how?
Was it his first fight in PA?
It might, no, because his first fight ever was in PA. Maybe it wasn't him, but you know what I mean. Like,
no. Here's the thing. I've definitely filled it out for people who have fought in PA. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, I'm like, dude, I already did this for them, right? It's like, yeah.
But, like, I think that you could have the same sort of form for someone who has less than 3 fights, but we want them to do advanced rules, you know what I mean? So, again, someone like a TJ or someone with, you know.
Yeah, but then you get into, like, okay, oh, yeah, we want TJ fighting advanced rules. And then it's like, okay, well, his opponent doesn't qualify for it.
Yeah, so it's like all their coach has to do is agree and sign as well.
Right, so now there's pressure, and their coach could be like, oh, actually, I think they need more development at this rule set. So now there's pressure. So now basically what it would turn to is everybody would just be advanced rules. Because nobody's gonna. Would you be like, oh, hey, sorry, we're gonna pull out of this fight since you want advanced rules, because we want novice rules?
Well, you wouldn't make that fight. You wouldn't pull out because you wouldn't make it. But that's part of the initial negotiations. Where I think that novice rules are really helpful as well is for someone who has a little bit of a striking background, like maybe they train for a while and they have like 1 or 2 fights, but they're not quite like, you're like, yeah, but this dude's jiu-jitsu isn't like that good. So like he's gonna get a decent opponent, but like you don't really want this dude getting ground and pounded. That's when I think PA rules kind of make a little bit of sense for someone who has a little bit of experience. And that's a time when I might be like, I know this guy has 2 fights, but novice rules still make sense. I don't know. I could be convinced either way, but that's the way I see it.
Like, I could be more convinced of just like the 2-minute round versus the 3-minute round, like for the novice rules, right? Like, okay, like if we're not doing head kicks, right, then let's get rid of the shin guards. If we're doing head kicks, keep the shin guards. That's
a good point. And also,
yeah, I don't know if we're supposed to talk about it.
Max bleep that. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
But
I think that's a secret right now, dude. Okay, so anyhow,
we'll take care of that in post.
Okay, yeah. Well, so, but like you know, let him ground and pound. You know what I'm saying? A little bit punching here, a little bit punching there, a little bit.
Dude, what's the difference between punching someone standing up versus standing?
I think, yeah, bro, right? Yeah. I think one of the things though, for novice is like the time, right? And like, I think you're more likely to get hurt when you're dog tired. And I do think like one thing that is commonly shocking to people, even who feel like they're in good shape, is how tired they are in their first fight. You're like, whoa. No way, right? Like it's a whole different beast, and like you're not gonna replicate that anywhere but that fight. So that's where the novice rules experience come in. You know, you fight the 2-minute rounds, and then you move up to the 3-minute rounds, and then your world gets turned upside down with some 5s.
Yeah, I agree. The
funny thing is, like, going from 3-minute amateur rounds to 5-minute pro rounds, like, it feels almost not different. It's like, it was like crazy to me. Yeah. It was crazy to me. I was like, oh, now 5-minute rounds. And then I did it. And I was like, felt exactly the same. It's like you got a little different pace.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're like, okay, 5. You know what's crazy about that? I could relate that to jiu-jitsu. So whenever I was competing in the black belt adult division, we had 10-minute matches. And then I moved to the masters division, like to my age group, and we went to 6-minute matches. Right? And I was extremely more tired after a Masters match than I was after a 10-minute match, because like we both are like, okay, we have to do, this is 10 minutes, like there's different like pace and timing. Yeah. Okay, should we get back to fighting?
Yeah, we got off
Max,
topic
where did we leave off at?
We were talking about round 2. TJ
right
started
now he's
letting
got
go.
Anaconda synced up in what we see on our screen at the end of round 2 here. So here goes what happened in round 2. TJ hurts him, hits to the body. Chad wrestles into him. They end up in like some wrestling exchanges towards the end of the round. TJ fires on an anaconda choke, right? He kept calling it a Darce all night. I'm like, bro, that was an anaconda. Got to know the difference. And he gets the tap. Unfortunately, it was after the bell. And like, you know, like I'm all for fair play. Right?
Yeah.
So the first person to say that was after the belt was me. I was like, damn. I was like, damn, just right after. Right after. I was like, we got to keep fighting. It was right after, like, you know, I'm not trying to sneak out this,
you know
like,
what's
submission.
funny about that is I couldn't see based on the angle I was at. So I had no idea the kid tapped. And then I hear you going like, after the bell. And I was like, what happened? And then Todd Anderson runs up to us and he's like, hey, I know he tapped, but it was after the bell. And I was like, I didn't know any of this happened. No. I was just trying to be fair. I was like, yeah, that was after the bell, right? You know what I mean? Like let's play by the rules here. Like, here goes the thing. I don't want no cheap, like, not that would be a cheap win. I mean, he won by Anaconda. But I like, also, I wanted him to have another round. Yes. We need experience for TJ.
Yeah.
You know?
So, that was good.
Yeah, third round, more of the same. TJ just letting his hands go, but, like, stuffing shots well.
Yes.
So, you know,
does get taken down like towards the end, which gave me pause on it. Now, the way I scored it, I had it 29-28 TJ, clearly winning the second round, and I had him winning the third round.
Me too.
However, with takedowns meaning so much, it did give me a hesitation on the third round, although I was like, there's no way they can score it for this kid.
Yeah,
I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, it's possible that somebody will.
Right.
They shouldn't, but they will.
The other thing is, I think that you and I have a little bit of like an antiquated view on how takedowns are supposed to be scored nowadays. So like, I know in the UFC, I think the pendulum's almost swinging too far, where they're saying like takedowns with, you know, quote, nothing else happening because of them basically don't count for anything. And I think that kind of thinking is like taking, again, the pendulum swinging too far. With that said, who knows how much that type of like judging has made its way down to here. And one of the judges clearly didn't know what they were talking about, at least in terms of kickboxing. So, you know, who knows? But either way, yeah, supposedly nowadays in MMA, you get a takedown, nothing else happens with it. It's not supposed to like matter. But
which is bullcrap.
Yeah, dude, I think if you get a takedown, period.
That, first off, in fantasy MMA, that scores you 5 points.
Well, also, dude, think about, okay, psychologically that's damaging to the other opponent, right? Even if they stand right back up, like, in some ways that can help you out. But regardless, like, and also, it's physically demanding.
Well, here goes what I want to know. Like, so, like they're saying that damage has to occur. Yeah. So damage can only be occurred through strikes, is the assumption here, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that would be like, I was in mount for 3 minutes and 30 seconds when I had a submission on you. So that counts for nothing.
So, what are it's effective striking and grappling, and then is it aggression and cage control or
something like that? But would that not be effective grappling?
That's what I'm saying.
And according to you, if it's a double leg, it's effective striking too.
Bro, I think dude, can anyone watch one of like DC's like big lifts and tell me that's not a strike? You know what I mean? Like, that's a strike, dude.
Yeah.
But okay, let's just say it's not. If you get to, like you said, mount, like that is so positionally advantageous that like you said, that should clearly be effective grappling. Now, I don't know if their definition of effective grappling is like getting closer to like a fin, or like, I don't know how they describe that, but either way, in my mind, you get a takedown, that counts for something. Now, granted, I think it was a little too far in the like 2000s where there were times where someone would be getting worked. They get one takedown with like a minute left and then they win the round.
Yeah, that was too far the other way.
But yeah, takedowns, like, they have to matter. You know what I mean? They
have to matter, right? Or else, like, to keep it fair, then like the only thing that should matter is finishes then.
right.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's like, so like it's like, so none of the grappling matters. None of the grappling matters, but the striking does. It's like, okay, why? Why didn't the grappling matter? Well, no, nothing occurred from it. Okay, well then all your strikes didn't knock me out.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Nothing, your strikes didn't work, right?
Unless someone gets drops, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Okay, dude, we got to get back to the fights. We've been talking philosophy and
I'm irritated.
Judging here. Yeah, I am also irritated.
I'm just gonna play Clash of Clans while you guys do this. Go ahead.
Right on. Well, anyways, TJ had good 29-28 win. Got the experience, got the dub, and he picked up some things that we can work on. You know what I mean? Like, there's some very easy things that I'm like, we can work on this strategy-wise, we can work on this technique-wise, and that's going to level you up a bunch. So we love to have that happen. And like we said earlier, that was the first fight in the Sunny Days Arena, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so he's got like a little historic moment there.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
All right, so let's move on. We had Akshat fight next. Post-fight speech of the year.
Dude, post-fight speech of the year. Who said it in the team group chat? They were like, Akshat popping up on the mic wasn't on my like 2025 bingo card or something.
Dude, it was not. Here goes the thing. So my wife was asking me about him. She's like, oh, like, do you like him? Like, how is he? Da, 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 and stuff. And I was like, dude, I've heard him talk 3 times because, like, I went over and made him talk to me.
Right.
Right? Like, in the gym, right? Like, I've seen him in the gym for however long he's been training. You've been pretty high on him. I'll be like, oh, watch this dude. He's good. This and that. Da, da, da. I've had, fighters tell me how good of a sparring partner he was and, like, how good he is and stuff. So I was like, all right, dude, I better, like, go talk to this kid. So I would go over and I'd, like, try to, like, mess with him a little bit. Like, like, in a...
Yeah.
In an endearing way.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be like, you suck. Like, try to, like, get a smile out of him or whatever. But, like, he just doesn't talk. And then he went off on the mic. But first, we should probably talk about the fight.
Yeah, man. So, first off, this fight was supposed to be a Muay Thai fight. And then, like, after it being booked for, like, a month or whatever, the other team was like, hey, we want this to be a kickboxing fight. And Hunter was like, does that work for you guys? And we're like, I mean, we prefer Muay Thai, but, like, it doesn't matter. Like, let me confirm with Akshat. Akshat didn't care at all. He's like, yeah, man, let's run it. So it was a kickboxing fight. I believe they changed the PA rules a little bit from a K1 style to Glory style. So they were allowed to clinch, but, like, with no... Like, you can't move anyone in the clinch. You can just start throwing knees. And I was kind of unclear whether it was 5 knees or 5 seconds you get, but, like, it doesn't really matter. Oh, and you're not allowed to plumb. So you can get, like, head and arm grips, but you can't go plumb. So, like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Who cares? But either way, first round, relatively close. You could give it to the other kid. He probably had some more effective punches, and Akshat might have been a little more active with his kicks, but maybe not as damaging. So, personally, I would say it's close, but especially to be fair, I'd probably give the first round to the other kid.
So I did give the first round to the other kid, but, like, I also was like, could be us in that. No, to be fair, I also didn't have as good a view of this fight because I was watching it from the back of the crowd, as Yuan Polance had the corner work on this one, it being a striking fight. But I was like, oh, close round.
Right.
But I went with the opponent.
Yeah. And then the next 2 rounds, Akshat, it was pretty much the same thing both of those rounds. It was just Akshat landing a whole bunch and, like, not really getting hit a whole lot back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very clean rounds.
Super clean, very, like, clear in my mind. Like, I just don't see any way that you don't score at 29-28 for Akshat. Maybe if you want to be generous.
It's either 29-28 or 30-27
exactly.
Akshat.
If you want to be generous and give us the first round, great, then it's 30-27. But in my mind, it was, like, a very clear 29-28 or better, right?
Yeah.
So they start calling the scorecards, and the very first score is 30-27. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool that someone gave us the first round for the blue corner. And I was like, what?
Yeah, like, how is this possible?
Dude, are you serious? Like, maybe if you said 29-28 and, like, there's some weird scoring criteria I'm, like, not aware of, or, like, something.
Where losing actually means you win. If it's opposite day.
Yeah, like, okay, whatever. Like, someone didn't pay attention for a round. Like, okay, whatever. But 30-27, I was like, dude, I should have found out. We talked about it last week. I should have found out who that judge was and blasted them today, because, like, that, it's just so unacceptable. Like, what were you watching?
Yeah.
Like, that judge, if you're listening right now,
very non-controversial.
get a hold of me and let me know what you saw, right? Because, like, I don't get it. But anyways.
Well, since we're on judges, like, the judge in Ohio who scored the first round for Jared Patterson over Luke Martin when Luke Martin had even striking, because there was no striking, a takedown, mount for 3.5 minutes, a head and arm triangle attempt for over 1.5 minutes, and then went over and then wrestled back up to the top. The other kid's best position was top guard for 15 seconds. You know,
he got that takedown though. He didn't do anything with it though. So I know that he was holding a choke, but did it finish? Oh, maybe that doesn't count then. Who knows? But either way, scoring was ridiculous. So first judge had it 30-27, the other kid. Second judge had it 30-27 for Akshat. Again, understandable score, even if it's maybe not like 100% accurate. Last judge had it 29-28, the correct way for Akshat. So thank God it didn't.
All's well that ends well.
Yeah, but like, dude, what trash judging. Like, that's just... I don't want to talk too much shit because I do want that judge to like let me know what they're looking at or like whatever, but
they're not gonna watch this.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck that judge. Like, but anyways, congrats to Akshat. That was a great win, great first fight. He looked composed.
So tell me about his post fight,
dude. So he gets on the mic and he's like hitting some of the normal stuff. Okay, so what you said earlier is important, right? Akshat's very soft spoken. He doesn't like he doesn't like say a lot. Period. He gets the mic and he starts just like getting after it, just full of energy, right? And he's like, kind of normal things at first, you know.
I want to thank Coach Will, Coach Josh.
Exactly, thanking the coaches.
PGH, my fight team, my training partners.
And then he just starts going off. He's like, I feel fucking alive.
Dude, when he was like, I feel fucking alive.
I was like,
it was like
dude.
that cadence though too. Like, like it wasn't like I feel fucking alive. It was I feel fucking alive.
Dude.
I was like, oh my God.
It was like infectious. You know what I mean? You're like, dude, that's how you should feel. And now I feel that way too. And that's awesome. Yeah, dude, it was so sick. He said in the fight team group afterwards, he's like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I was like, dude, don't be embarrassed. That's so sick.
Oh, I'm super proud of it. That's like, dude, I love that.
Dude, of course. And now, like...
that much raw emotion?
Yes, that's what makes fans, bro. Like,
bro, and not just that, like, you know, it makes, like, as, like, you know, I'm not his coach, but, like, as the coaching staff, like, I love that because, like, I'm kind of jaded to it, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get, like, like, it's just what we do at this point, you know?
Especially someone's first fight. Like, for how many first fights have we been a part of?
Yeah,
hundreds. Like, it just doesn't... We're like, hey, man, it's cool, blah, blah, whatever. Like, I'm proud of you. But, like, we're calm enough that we can tell them, like, hey, soak it in. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what it's like? It's like, dude, it's like, you know, like, how pumped do you get to get a present on Christmas right now? How pumped are you getting? Right?
It's like, yeah, that's
like,
cool.
It's like, oh, thank you. Yes. Like, I appreciate it. Da-da-da. How pumped is a 4-year-old getting Christmas morning?
It is.
Right? Like, it's... and to get to watch it, too, it's like, it, like, brings you back.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, my God, yeah, let's go.
Yes.
Yeah, talking trucks, yes.
Yeah, you get some of that, like, vicarious emotion. Yeah, dude, I thought it was incredible. So, congrats to Akshat on the fight, and double congrats on the speech, because...
yes, for sure.
It was fantastic.
Bro, I am freezing.
Turn that up. You can turn it up. It also hasn't turned off. Before we started, I was like, Max, don't turn it down or up this time, because like it hasn't been going like at all in the past 15 minutes. We'll let it rock. It's been on the whole time we've been talking.
I'm just in here freezing.
Oh, I feel
all right. So
good.
Up next, for our squad, we had Alex Wright versus Josiah Leduc. It was a really tough, a really good fight. Alex lost this fight. In my scorecards, he lost it 29-28. Me too. I had the first round for Josiah, the second round for Alex. Rung him up in the second round.
Dropped him, right?
Dropped him.
Yeah.
And in the third round, he...
But let's be real here. He dropped him. He didn't knock him out, so it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Right? We all
and if I remember correctly, didn't a judge have it 30-27 for...
yeah, well, I will say, though, yeah, they did.
Yeah, it must have been the same judge.
Okay, yeah. But here goes the thing about this fight. Like, this was a tough fight, and he fought great, and he should keep his head high. I know Josiah. I know how good of a competitor he is, right? He's competed against a bunch of Arzili guys in grappling. He competes at, you know, higher level grappling events. I saw him at the Nogi Pans in Texas last year. We saw him at Nogi Worlds in Vegas last year. So he's like competing at a high level, and his grappling is really good. That's one of the reasons why in his debut he fought Brian Mitchell, one of our fighters. And that's one of the reasons why I was so impressed with Brian, because Josiah choked Brian unconscious in a grappling match 2 months before their fight, right? And then Brian still signed the dotted line, right, to
so
fight him.
badass.
And I'm like, dude, that takes a lot, you know? And then Brian ended up winning by knockout, you know? So I would say Josiah is probably one of the better 0-1s that you're going to see, like in MMA. So this was not like an easy debut fight for Alex, right? This, like, we went in here Like I knew
we
this
knew it
was going to be tough
for sure.
I knew it was going to be tough, and I went in here thinking like, yo, we can get this done, but we are the underdog.
100%.
You know, that's how I felt, and I would say Alex performed great. This is one of those instances like Alex works hard. He works his tail off in the room. He's in there wrestling with Ryan 3K in the mornings. He's at comp team practices. He's at all the fight practices. He's training all the time. So I know he was in shape. I know he was in shape. But you got to manage. You got to manage that in a fight, and it's different, and it's hard to do. And you know what gets you to be able to do it? Experience. And you know what you can't have the first time? Experience.
Yep.
So, I mean, he should hold his head high. Very proud of him.
100%. Yeah, Alex looked really good. He listened pretty well. And like you said, he just like went hard the whole time. I didn't feel like he was like complacent, you know, at any point where he was just like, oh, I'm just going to lose this round. You know what I mean? Like he was working the whole time.
Yep.
So that was pretty sick. I would say, would you say it's pretty easy to characterize this fight as saying rounds 1 and 3, he got out grappled, and round 2, there were moments where he got out grappled, but he, you know, dropped the kid and like, in my mind, clearly won that round. But, you know, in my opinion, pretty clear 29-28 loss. But again, nothing to like not be proud of. Like Alex should be super proud of that.
He was in good wrestling exchanges, good grappling exchanges. You know, he fought great.
Yeah, 100%. So congrats to Alex. And then the fight immediately after was Kyle, right?
Yeah, Kyle. No. The fight after was Kyle. Sean Kyle versus Ty Weathersby.
Okay, that's right. And then Kyle was up.
And then Kyle.
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you this, but this is hilarious. Right before he walks out, he's standing there like totally calm. Like he looks like he's about to just like spar on like a Tuesday. He's just like, hey, what's up? And he's like, yeah, man, you know, like I was on like that Justin Bieber trajectory and then took a sideline on MMA, which is hilarious. And then he walks out. Awesome walkout, dude.
Really great walkout. Michael Jackson had some moves going. Max loved it. Every moment of it. Max was like, I saw after Kyle's fight, like Max like found a corner in the locker room and started like doing the little like Michael Jackson stuff. It was pretty cool how it was inspiring.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty sick. I love showmanship like that. So I thought that was cool. He gets an easy first round dub. So congrats to Kyle.
Yeah, he looked great. Dude, his grappling's the real deal.
We got to talk about his foul that he knew before anyone else.
Yeah. So listen, I cornered him at a Fight to Win event in Pittsburgh, and he hit this nasty slide by and jumps the back, right? When he hits the slide by, he's in like the head and arm clinch, right? Like, you know, you hit a slide by, but you maintain the collar tie, and he jumps the back. So he was in a similar position that arrived out of striking though, but like, you know, like head and arm tie, and he's like, oh dude, I'm gonna jump on the back, and he goes to jump on the back the first time, and it's just like not really there because the cage is in the way. So he pulls him off, and then he grabs the cage and jumps up over and like takes the back, and Todd Anderson stops the fight, and Kyle was like, yeah dude,
what was hilarious about it, I saw the highlight. So the first person to react to it is Kyle. He's like on his back, and like the kid drops down, so they're on the ground, and he's like holding his hand up like, hey man, I know I did that. And then Todd Anderson comes over and
so he called his own foul.
Yeah, and Todd Anderson's like, hey man, like,
he's like, you should stop this.
Yeah.
you should reset.
Dude, the funny part, you know who didn't know that happened?
The kid.
The other kid. So the other kid's there, and he's like, wait, what's going on? And you see the confusion on his face, and then they start standing again. But he very quickly gets to the back again. Excellent back take.
Yeah. So wait, hold on a second. How did he? So let's talk about the back take. How did he get to the ground?
I think that's when he dropped the kid, right?
Did he drop him?
The other kid actually, again, Kyle like advanced, beat him up on the feet, and the other kid actually shot on Kyle, and Kyle basically just like pancaked him because he shot to his knees.
That's right. He dropped him the first time. That's how we got to the back. The second time, the other kid shot.
He like shot on Kyle.
The first time he jumped the cage to the back.
Yeah, but it's because he dropped him and the kid started getting back up and was
okay. I'm missing pieces. All right, let's talk about the actual grappling that took place. So the kid ends up in a bottom supine guard. Kyle's standing over top of him, managing the legs really well. Now, granted, you don't have to worry about the up kick to the head in this rule set, so he can play it a little bit more jiu-jitsu-y.
He did have to worry about it though, because the kid went for it.
The kid was throwing up kicks at him. Kyle looked at Todd and was like, hey man.
Good. No, good.
Kyle should have to be concerned about those things.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Like you should
You should defend that.
Yeah, you should defend that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, it's not allowed to be done. Don't not defend it, though.
Yes.
Right? But he hits a nice knee cut pass, right to side control, switches to side control from head to arm, the head and hip. And immediately as he switched that, I go to Will and I go, he's going to go around the corner and take the back. Right? So he runs around the head. He uses the arm that went over the head for the head and arm, or for the head and hip side control. Digs an underhook there, like underneath the shoulder, drives him up, get chest back connection, takes the back, strangle. It was money. I love that. I love that. Yeah, that's like my game plan. When I get top side, I'm like, okay, here goes plan A, is to do exactly what he did.
Yeah, it was super slick.
Yeah, loved it. So cool, good win for him. That moves him to 3-0. AMI MMA 4-0. AMI Muay Thai. He should do a title fight.
I agree.
Title fight. Yeah. All right, cool. So let's move on to our mainest man, Bronco Busick. Holla at me. Let me know. Tell me about the fight. Tell me what you thought. Tell me your thoughts.
Dude,
Tell me
I
your
thought
feelings.
it was...
Tell me how it's resonating with you.
My feelings, couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. So in the same way that like you and I might be a little jaded to a lot of fighting, there's certain fights that like bring that like warmth back, and this was one of those fights, dude. Like it just, yeah, so sick. Bronco's the man. Bronco, he'll tell you before the fight like what he's gonna do, and it just happens.
Every fight, he's like, Coach, like very somber,
dude.
Very
Yes,
Coach. I'm thinking I'm gonna hit him with the ninja choke, and I'm like, right on, bro. I'm like, love it. Yeah, let's do it. And then like, and if it's not there, let's clear him. Yeah. Let's clear him off the cage. How about that? And dude, yeah, just money. Line of the night, quote of the night goes to the aforementioned Brian Mitchell, who shouts from the crowd.
He said, "You might finish him with one of those feints.
You might knock him out with one of those feints." Because Bronco was running his feints, and his opponent was having drastic reactions.
Yes.
Drastic reactions.
Which is sick too, because this is one of those things that Bronco and I had like planned for this fight and worked on like right before the fight. We're like, this is a key part. I know this kid's gonna bite, and Bronco did that perfectly. And as you should with those feints, that gave him time to see what's happening, make his reads, make some good strike selection. Also, Bronco listened really, really well. There's something I can't say because it's like a code thing that he did perfectly. I'll tell you guys later. But then also just like not a code at all. I was like, hey, cut him off. And he started cutting him perfectly. Yeah. And just like Bronco's dialed in so well. He's so composed.
Oh, there goes a flying knee.
He had that beautiful flying knee to that elbow. That was so sick. Yeah, it was just like a really, really great fight all around. And then he gets that standing ninja choke. And dude, one thing you say to guys all the time when they get chokes is you say, make his chin touch his chest.
Yeah.
You see that picture of him?
Oh,
where he's just like, he's contracted. Everything's crunched.
Here it goes.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. And then again, he's so stoic. Like before the fight, after the fight, he's so respectful. Like Bronco is what... Like all of you young fighters, you guys who are amateurs and you're thinking like, hey, I want to be a pro. Look to Bronco. Bronco's what you want to be. Bronco's a fan favorite because he's a family man. He's a good dude and he holds himself well. That's what you guys should try to do.
From right there. Watch this. So we're about to, I walk in the cage, say good job to Bronco. Hold on a second. Watch this, guys. You ready? I'm bigger than Bronco. Look at me. I'm huge. What happened? What happened to me?
Dude, you used to be a
Did
lightweight.
you see that? Look at that. Dude. Oh my God.
From lightweight to 205er, I'm going to tell you.
I need what do they call that? Intervention. You guys need to help me.
Dude, that's
You need like Ozempic.
This just reminded me of one of my favorite quotes that you said right in that seat. You looked at me one time super earnestly because we were discussing how you and I have been the same size for like 10 years or whatever. Yeah. But like just obviously very different frames. And we were talking about that and you looked at me and you said, listen, I'm built like a barrel. I think it was you said, I'm built like a barrel and I'm built like Jack Skellington.
Oh, man, that's good.
Oh, that's hilarious. But back to Bronco, dude. It was super sick. I would like to see him maybe get like I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing a 247 title fight, bringing someone who's like, a little more experienced. Maybe go take an LFA fight. I don't know, man. He's got a lot of options here, but that's what, 4 finishes in a row?
4 in a row, I believe. So he has so coming off of that, what was that big dude?
Yeah. Raiden Kovacs, I think was his name.
Something like that. So like, heavyweight, right? Bronco realistically should be an 85 or made 95, no problem. No problem. Waking up at 202, easy. That was his last loss. So he had that Anaconda win over Mateo Gardner. Then he had that loss to the aforementioned gentleman, and then the knockout of Derek Overstreet, the ankle lock on Davis, and then the Anaconda choke on Dale Reed, and then this ninja choke. So 4 in a row. 4 in a row, 4 first rounds. Ooh.
No, the ankle lock I think was, or not the ankle lock. One of those was second round, I think.
Was it? The knockout. It would be the knockout. The ankle lock was certainly first round. The Anaconda was like,
maybe it is all
30
first
seconds?
round.
I thought the Mateo Gardner win was second round.
I think that's it.
I didn't count that.
No, we're saying in that 4 fight streak. I think it's 4 first round finishes in a row.
Bro, well, you know what? Guess who's got their phone?
We stepped it up.
Yeah. Guys, don't let that air carry on.
Speaking of stepping up our production game, we had our very own producer, Max,
all round one.
backstage capturing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So
I'm back. I'm on.
Keep your eyes open for some clips from
we don't care.
Max.
I'm busy. Listen. All right. Knockout in 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Achilles lock, minute 52 seconds. Anaconda in 58 seconds. And then whatever this ended up being. The results aren't yet posted on Tapology.
I think it was like 3 minutes or something like that. But yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, man, Bronco is like exceptionally talented. And yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes.
Yep. All right, cool. Congrats, guys. Yeah, UFC Fight Night. Was this in the Apex?
Must have been.
All right, we got Dolidze versus Hernandez. 185-pound middleweight fight between the number 9 and number 10 ranked fighters in the UFC. Anthony Hernandez now riding an 8-fight win streak in the UFC.
Dude, you said this was one of the worst beatdowns you've seen, and I was
This
like,
was
I'm sure
a
it was.
beatdown,
Bro, look at the total strikes.
It doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, that's nuts.
It's not. Max, tell him. It's not. So Will didn't watch the fights. He's very anti-MMA now. He's strictly only watching kickboxing. No Muay Thai either. Dude, 9 of 11 takedowns, 7 minutes, 48 seconds control time, and just a walloping. And then he wins by submission in the 4th.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Max, give us your thoughts.
Hernandez is like one of those guys who, like, I wasn't sure if he'd be in like the title picture at all. But that was like, if you're gonna beat a guy and like enter the title picture, that's how you do it for sure. I know you didn't see the fight, but like,
You would love it.
It was kind of similar to TJ's fight where he won by like 2 different methods in the same fight. Like at the end of the 3rd round, he had him like out to the point where when the bell rang and Herb like pulled him off, everyone started running around like the fight was over because Dolidze was like out.
Yeah.
And then Dolidze wakes up, goes back to his corner. And then have you seen the finish, like the actual choke finish?
Yeah, standing.
Dude. Yeah, just like
drug him backwards.
That's like the kind of thing you do whenever you're not like worried. You're not like a super technician. You're like, I'm just going to drag you around deep waters like, until you give up. Just that kind of beating. Someone like him, I would like to see against someone like DDP.
That's a walloping.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. I mean, middleweight's kind of fun.
Yeah,
When
middleweight
does
is
it
kind
get
of
not
fun.
fun? Is it light heavyweight that it gets not fun? I
Well,
think
middleweight has moments where it's not fun, right? So like there was I'm trying to think when. It was like a period of time between Silva and Adesanya where middleweight was kind of trash, you know? I'm trying to think who was like the champ during that time.
Who was in between them?
Let's see. Bisping was champ in that time. GSP was champ in that time.
Rockhold,
that's
Weidman.
right.
So it went Silva to Weidman to Rockhold, Rockhold to Bisping, Bisping to GSP, then vacated to Izzy.
That I'm not sure about.
No, Whitaker had the belt.
That's right.
Whitaker. So Whitaker after the vacation. The vacation.
Yeah.
The vacating.
I think that is right.
That's gotta be it.
It seems so wrong.
Vacation of the middleweight
so
belt.
when Whitaker to
It would have went Whitaker to Izzy.
Whitaker to Izzy.
Yeah. So I feel like during that time
Then
it wasn't
Izzy-
as exciting.
Izzy to Alex. Alex back to Izzy.
Izzy to Strickland.
Strickland to DDP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now DDP is defending this weekend at UFC 319 in Chicago, Illinois. 60652. Max, what is the zip code in Chicago? What's Chicago's zip code?
Whatever you just said. Something.
How do you not
02.
know? Hey,
I've never been to
you
Chicago.
guys are listening and you know Chicago's zip code by heart, leave a comment why you know Chicago's zip code by heart.
I'd forgotten why.
You remember now though, right? Because of the
I remember because we talked about it. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
Literally the same thing. And I was like, wait, what is that? And you were like, come on, dude. And then you told me, I was like, of course.
Bump. Chicago, Illinois.
Yep.
60652. Yeah.
But anyways,
Fill in the blanks at the beginning.
yeah, dude, I think that middleweight's getting kind of fun right now, where you have like a handful of guys who are on their way out, but still have, I think, something to offer, and then you got a handful of guys who are like coming up, and yeah, I think it's really interesting.
Yes, cool. All right, next.
The rest of this card was very minor. I don't think anyone.
Oh,
of us
dude,
really,
it was sick. Did you see this one?
I didn't see any of this one. I just heard it was closer.
So, Steve Carell versus O'Day.
Osborne.
He got outstruck, but he wrestled him good. Next.
Yeah. Dude, we need to do Mike's like 2-second fight breakdowns. He got outstruck, but he wrestled him good. Next.
All right, in this fight, I didn't see it, but like, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Next. Oh, that was Angela Hill and her opponent.
Real quick, that might actually. We should just get like flashcards, and real quick, we'll just be like Mike 3-second Yinzer breakdown, and I'll just be like Rory versus Robbie Lawler 2. Just 3 seconds, shoot it
I
off,
don't even
boom,
know what I would
fly
do.
through the next one.
Yeah,
That would be
you would need like a
trash.
minute to think about it.
That'd be pressure for that one. So Robbie versus Rory 2.
Yeah.
The one
The
with
banger.
the lip, and
Yeah,
when they
yeah.
at the end of the fourth round they just like stared at each other. Like,
Yeah, that one.
yeah, dude, Night of the Living Dead. Andre Feely versus C-Rod. So this is Max's man. Feely pulled through. You know what, dude? Screw this. I'm pulling up the fantasy.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, when are we getting to fantasy?
Yeah, bro, this is trash.
Yeah, we don't need
Tragic.
to review these
So,
fights
guys,
that no one
listen.
watched.
Here goes what we have going on. So we did that fantasy MMA thing. It's fun. Do it with us.
Dude, first week, we got what, 99 people?
99.
So
90. Yeah, 99.
I was like, dude, next week, like,
But here goes the thing. So now we made a league. So I think our league doesn't show up publicly. You have to join the league to then join. Now, if you're in the league, you don't have to do every event. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the league, then you could jump in. And that'd be kind of cool if you guys jumped in the league. Because, we know you guys, right? So we'll provide links to the league so you can join the league, and then we'll have an event every card pretty much, and like some of us will jump into it. This week I was our champion with 508 points. Will came in second place with 337 points. Max falling just shy of Will with 0 points. Max, how could you possibly have been the person who started the league and the contest but end up with 0 points?
Mike, I'm an excellent procrastinator, and so when it comes to actually sitting down and putting together my lineup, that I lost 10-8 on the scorecards to that one.
There it is. There it is. So Max forgot to set his lineup. On Will's lineup, the runner-up, he had Cody Brundage, C-Rod, Angela Hill, Ursig, Dolidze, and Hernandez. Me, the champion, my lineup was Brundage, Medic, Smith, Elijah Smith. We got to talk about his fight.
yeah.
I had Feely, so we had a head-to-head. I had Feely, you had C-Rod. I got the double on that. I had Osborne, who we had a head-to-head. You had Ursig, I had Osborne. You got the double on that. And then I also had Hernandez. So I had 4 winners. And out of my 4 winners, we just smoked you. You had 2 winners, Will.
Yeah.
It's a tragedy. Tragedy. Very fun, very fun. But 508 points, that's a lot of points. That was a good lineup. Wish, I could have compared it to many, many different people.
So yeah, guys, join our league. We'll have Max.
It's on DraftKings fantasy app. It's different than the sports book. However, you do use your same login. So that's at least convenient. Let's talk about Elijah Smith. So we talked a lot about him the last time he fought. He made his UFC debut. We talked about him primarily. Well, first off, I was incredibly impressed with him in his debut. And I was like, yo, this dude's like a future contender here. But he did get a lot of mentions because his father, Gilbert Smith, was also in the UFC, right? And is now his coach. He looked great in this fight as well. But what you guys are going to know him for right now is slam knockout out of the triangle known as the Rampage Slam. Let's talk about the Rampage Slam. Now, Max, being a child, have you heard of Quentin Rampage Jackson?
I'm familiar with him, yeah.
Are you familiar with him?
Yeah.
What's the thing that the kids say? I wasn't familiar with your game or something like that. Is that the thing?
Yeah. I know Ball Mike.
Were you familiar with his slam knockout?
Yeah.
Then who was it against?
Ricardo Arona.
Damn! Max,
he got
ahead.
What organization was it in?
Pride.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So Ricardo Arona threw a triangle on Rampage Jackson. He picks him up, bombs him down on his head, gets the knockout. It's called a Rampage Slam. I assumed everybody knew that, right? That's common knowledge, right? I have come to find out over the years that a lot of these kids don't know that, right? What now? Will was saying that, now people are going to refer to it as the Elijah Smith Slam or something along those lines, right? But I had a different thought.
Yeah.
What was my thought, Will?
You had a really good point. You were like, hey, I think in the comments already, people are referring to it as a Rampage Slam. So someone who got into MMA without knowing who Rampage is will then see this, be like, that's sick. Why is everyone calling it a Rampage Slam? Go back and watch it, and it'll give that slam new life. Almost another like lifetime. Because think about it. How long is like a fighter's lifetime in the popular world, right? Like maybe a decade if they're lucky. If you're a legend, maybe like 20 years, because people still talk about like, the Khabib years, the GSP years, whatever, but like in 10 years people aren't going to still be talking about Khabib like that, probably.
Well, except for he's coaching. He's actually a legend who's coaching. No other legend's coaching like
that's
him.
a fair point. But like, take any other legend who's not coaching. In 10 years, they'll stop talking about them as much just because time has gone by, right?
Right.
So again, like we might have been ending the kind of like life cycle of Rampage as a MMA star, as a fighter, whereas this kind of like reignites it. So I think you're right. I think that people will start to know what a Rampage Slam is.
Yep, I do too.
Did you look at all through the comments on these?
No. Just like immediately when it happened, when there was only a few. Look at this. Kevin Randleman smiling down on us. Did Kevin Randleman have one?
Kevin Randleman had that slam on
Fedor, but it didn't knock him out. He ended up getting
and it was a very different
right after.
Different position.
Wait, scroll up.
I think that's someone who just is confusing Kevin Randleman and Rampage.
Okay, go on.
I'm surprised how many people are saying this should be illegal.
That's ridiculous.
There's a lot of people on here who are like, this should be like people. I saw some guy tagging Dana White saying this should be banned, disqualified.
Mike, would you like to explain to people who maybe don't understand grappling why this particular slam should not be illegal?
Because you can let go.
Yeah. The only reason that the dude who got picked up is because he held on to a submission that he could have very easily just let go of. Mike, you want to read some of these comments that are crazy?
Yeah, so I assume he's alive. I get allowing 12-6 knees strikes on the ground. That's sport. But this shit could kill somebody, especially on the neck. Dude was out for 3+ minutes. All credit to Smith. He fought smart, but damn, this ain't it.
It's actually exactly it.
It's actually exactly it.
Dude, yeah. Like, what? Yeah, dude, this is ridiculous.
That's crazy. I'm surprised how many people are out there actually thinking this should be illegal.
I hate this.
Also, okay, you want to talk about pendulum swinging too far the other direction. Mike, I know you remember this, and Max, I'm sure you're aware of it because you just like know stuff. MMA started as like a weird fringe sport that was about the violence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people who were watching early MMA, they didn't know like the things that we know now. They didn't understand the chess game of it. A lot of it was the Just Bleed guy, right? Which, Max, do you know who the Just Bleed guy is?
Yeah.
You've seen
the paint.
Exactly. So for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with like early MMA, there was this dude in like, I don't know, 2000 or whatever, who the UFC did a close up of in the crowd, and he had "just bleed" written over his forehead, and he was like going nuts. And like that's kind of like a cross section of like who watches MMA. And if you think about it, like we went from people like that who would think this is super cool, and now we have all these people who are like, oh, like that should be illegal. It's like, nah, dude, it totally shouldn't be illegal.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
Unreal.
I wonder if these people think knockouts should be illegal too, because like then their unconscious body is just falling all willy-nilly to the ground.
But of course
they could hit their head.
Apparently that's the worst thing that could happen. You hit your head on a soft mat.
Yeah.
Don't want that.
Yeah. Imagine just like letting go.
You know what I think really sucks about a lot of jiu-jitsu rule sets? No slams.
Yeah, I mean depends on what rule set.
I know, but I'm just saying like there's some like I don't know, like maybe it's at lower levels or whatever, but local tournaments, but like you can't slam, period. And then like in ADCC, you can only slam in a submission.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, like I think you should just be able to slam, period. But whatever. I'm out of stuff to say about this.
I'm gonna just keep reading through the comments. If I keep looking at that, it's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't see that before. That surprises me. I didn't realize how many people are out there thinking that.
We hate every single one of you. Hate you with my whole entire soul.
Stop watching.
Yeah,
it's not for you.
Yeah, dude. The ignorance of like just, it's like crazy, like having such confidence to like comment on something that you clearly don't know about. You know,
it's like, dude, every time that someone posts a highlight of a Muay Thai fight where someone gets like elbowed in the back of the head, there'll be a zillion comments where they're like, oh, those are illegal strikes to the back of the head. And I'm like, oh, really? Show me in like the Muay Thai rule set where it says you can't strike the back of the head. Or like someone like gets knocked down and then in motion someone throws like a head kick and they're like, oh, he was grounded. It's like, where does it say in the Muay Thai rule set that you can't kick the head of a grounded opponent?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't say that anywhere. It's totally legal.
Yeah.
It kicks to the nuts. Like,
yeah.
Things that just like Americans view as like this should be against the rules because it's against the rules in a certain rule set. Drives me crazy.
Losers. All right, let's get off this fight card. Let's move on to our next.
Do we have to look at our picks?
Let's do our picks. Well, we're going to make picks for these fights coming up, but okay, let's look at our picks. Oh, Max clawing back. Max greened out the week, going 3-0 on our picks, taking Hernandez, Ursig, and Andre Touchy-Feely. Will and myself both went 2-1, also taking Hernandez and Ursig, but we went with C-Rod. That closes Max in. Oh my gosh, he's within striking distance. 58 and 52, while Will and I both sit atop the leaderboard at 66 and 44. Is that what that is? I can't see that far.
Yeah.
Whoa. So that's 100 fights.
No, it's 110, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know math. That's got to be more than 110.
110. Technically 111 because we have a draw.
Max, clip that. That's the first time and probably the last time I've ever gotten a number right that might go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right, let's make our picks for this week. So, UFC 319, Chicago, Illinois. 60652.
All right.
Starting at the top, we've got DDP versus Chimaev. Is anybody willing to risk it and take the long shot in Chimaev?
Dude, I think I might be swinging back. If you'd have asked me last week, I would have been like,
no one's
DDP
going to jump on
sure.
that I called him a long shot. He's the favorite.
I know, but based on what we talked about last week, I thought you were referencing that. But yeah, if you'd have asked me last week, I would have been like, yeah, dude, DDP's got this. And like now I'm kind of back. I'm like, I don't know, man. Chimaev's such a monster. And like, you can't. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say you can't get away with like doing DDP stuff forever, but maybe you can. I don't know.
I'm curious what you guys think is like needs to be the respective game plan for both guys. Like what, like or route to victory, I suppose.
Oh, dude.
I think Khamzat's got to finish him in the first 3 rounds.
I think that Khabib nailed what he should do.
Oh,
perfectly.
I didn't hear this.
Oh, dude, this is interesting. So Khabib goes, Chimaev should go out and strike with Dricus early. He's like, he has better striking, and also
Than Dricus?
And also the only way that he gets like tired is if he like just sells out on his grappling super hard in the early rounds. And if Dricus is able to, withstand that, which like he's proven he has like a pretty good track record of like not getting finished. then Chimaev could run into problems. And I'm like, dude, first off, if the Eagle's saying that, like, you should listen. And also, that makes total sense. Like, Chimaev doesn't have bad stand-up. I do feel like Duplessis might catch him with some weird stuff because Chimaev's, like, striking is kind of, like, I don't say basic, but
do
it's,
you
like,
think Chimaev
normal.
can knock out DDP?
I mean, like, yeah, but also, I'm not sure that, like,
Are you taking
DDP... I wouldn't suspect that would happen. DDP also might be one of those dudes who can't get knocked out. You know what I mean? I know there was that video of him getting finished. Okay, we can stop that. I'm saying the current version of Drake is he might be one of those dudes that like you hit in the head with a baseball bat and he's just like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, he might be. I don't know.
Okay. All right, cool. So I think Chimaev has to finish him in the first 3 or be so far ahead that he can survive the last 2.
Yeah.
That's just, I don't know why I'm just, here goes. Okay. Let me tell you what I think. I think based off of Chimaev's fight with Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman, I'm going to pick DDP. I just think the Kamaru Usman fight was also at 185 too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I just think DDP is a bigger version of those two.
That's something else that I think is important. DDP is enormous.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's a giant. Like, and middleweight's one of those weight classes where we see like some of those like crazy weight discrepancies, you know, because it's so far away from the other weight classes. There's dudes who like make these huge cuts. Like, think RDR. RDR could probably be a heavyweight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Dracus also could probably be a heavyweight.
All right, let's make our picks. Unless, Max, you want to give your breakdown.
This one's so hard to break down. I don't have like a breakdown. I just have a lot of like thoughts on it. But
well, give us a few of them.
I mean, if we're talking about like, can you knock out Dricus? You know that I was thinking of Roberto Soldic knocking him out, and I think that of all the people Dricus has fought recently, striking, like at least boxing wise, Khamzat is the most similar to Soldic out of anyone. I think that like a long, lanky, non-power striker like Izzy isn't exactly the best thing to deal with Dricus.
Or Strickland, yeah.
Or someone like Strickland. I mean, even like Whitaker is, you know, Whitaker can do well, but stylistically he doesn't use his striking the same way that someone like Soldic does. I think that someone like Khamzat or like Soldic, who if they're on the feet, is going to just go forward and like box with him and just quick, not loading up, but just quick, sharp shots. I think that's a couple of those could find the chin on Dricus. But like mentally, Khamzat is the one that I'm more worried about. Like if Khamzat doesn't finish him in the first 2 rounds, how does Khamzat's mental side hold up? Because Dricus can be beat up and he'll still be there.
Yeah. In addition to that, do you guys think that he's not going to be shooting in the first and second round? Do you guys think that he's going to follow that game plan? No. What makes you think, like you know what I mean? Like, what do you think he's going to do?
He's going to shoot within the first 15 seconds.
Yeah, and I love it. I think that's great.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, I'm taking DDP. That's it. Lock it in.
So I told you from last week that my confidence in DDP has swung back a little bit, but not enough for me to go against him. I'm still sticking with DDP.
Dang. All right. Max, you have to take Chimaev.
I'm taking Chimaev, yeah. I'm going to rock with Khamzat.
All right. So those are the picks. Let's go down. Okay.
Dude.
Lerone Murphy versus Aaron Pico. This is tough.
I'm taking it right now, Pico.
I'm
very confident in it, too.
What makes you confident in it?
I think that Murphy relies on like being a significantly better striker than a lot of guys, and even if he is technically a better striker than Pico, which I'm not saying he is, but even if he is, it's not a big enough gap for him to keep Pico off of him, and I think his chin is suspect, and I think Pico is going to crack him.
What do you think about level of competition
that Pico's faced
versus what Lerone Murphy has faced? Like Lerone Murphy's best win. Boom. Who is it?
Ige maybe, or
Josh Emmett?
It's gotta be Josh that's Emmett. Right. Yeah. He beat. I forgot about that.
Pico's best win.
Yeah.
What was the guy he beat in PFL?
The fact that you're saying it like
that is, yeah.
Did he fight in PFL?
Points been made.
Yeah, once or twice. He rematched one of the guys that knocked him out. No, it wasn't Boric. Who was the Brazilian guy
Henrique or something like that.
Yeah, he rematched him and beat him, but he also maybe Jeremy Kennedy. It might have been Jeremy Kennedy. That's who I was thinking of.
Okay. I didn't even know Pico fought in the PFL. I thought it was just like when Bellator got bought, I didn't know that Pico made it over to the PFL. I thought he was like a...
I knew it was close, but I think Mac's right. I think he had like 1 or 2.
Okay.
But yeah, so you make a really good point there. Is like it's hard to judge Pico at the same level that Murphy's been at. And also, I said this last week, but like fair disclosure, I'm a Pico fan, and I'm an even bigger fan of his coach Six Gun. So like I am very non-objective.
He did fight in PFL, Henry Corrales.
Yeah, Corrales. That's what I was thinking of.
But that was his lone fight in PFL, and that was February of 2024. So what about ring rust, bro? He hasn't fought in what? Gosh, that's 18 months ago.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing is, and this is becoming an antiquated way of thinking, but I'm just like, dude, Pico's like a good wrestler, and Murphy's British. Now, I know that like that's not it's not as true as it once was, but like I do kind of feel that way still. So yeah, I'm firmly sticking with Pico as my pick.
Max,
I'm taking Pico too. There's definitely a lot to be said for the level of competition he's faced, but I think similar to what the DDP Khamzat situation is, I think Murphy is a little bit more fragile sometimes, and even if he wins the first 2 rounds, I think Pico's the kind of guy who's like gonna put a pace on him and go after him. And I think that he can start to get to Murphy a little bit. Would Murphy winning surprise me? No, but like if I'm thinking who's the most dangerous, like Murphy has to survive 3 rounds with Pico, not the other way around.
Yeah,
I think that I lean towards Pico.
I like that breakdown. I also am taking Aaron Pico as I need wrestlers to do well. Yeah. All right. Next, Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates.
Ooh.
Here's the thing.
You already know I'm getting my Prates.
This is going to be it. I'm going to go Jeff Neal.
Right on. That's not a bad pick too, because I'm super, super biased because I'm, a fan of the team.
So this is a swing bout here for us. Yeah, Jeff Neal. Here goes why. I don't like Prates. Why don't I like him? Because you guys do.
Okay. Do you want
me?
I
don't like Yins.
Do you want me to explain your argument of why Jeff Neal's going to win?
Yeah.
Okay. So we see Jeff Neal's a southpaw, right? Prates usually does his best work with his rear side attacks, which are going to be less important. I shouldn't say important. Less likely to land or less likely to do the things that they do open stance as they will close stance.
Well, Prates switches.
He does, but he's like, I mean, wouldn't you say he's generally a southpaw?
Like a 90% southpaw, I would say.
Like, I think it's actually generous to call him a switch fighter, but like, yeah, I'm sure he can, but like he's definitely better there. Also, Prates tends to be a single strike fighter, which if that single strike lands, incredible. Dude, Jeff Neal's been around the block. How many fights has he had? Yeah, dude, 16-6, and a lot of those are in the UFC.
Or in the UFC. Yeah.
So he's got all that experience. Not to mention Jeff Neal hits hard. Yeah, man, Jeff Neal on paper makes a lot of sense, but
are you switching?
Absolutely not, dude. My man, Carlos Prates.
Jeff Neal is a dog. You know what I might do? I might jump back in the gambling game this weekend.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to jump back in the gambling game because Jeff Neal at a plus 225. I like it, and I like it a lot.
Great
Max.
Yeah, we're going to be making a rent this weekend for sure, but I'm taking Prates. He's definitely not going to be a part of that parlay, money line at least.
Okay. Do you have a reason why, or are you just like me, you're just fanboy?
Oh, I'm a fanboy because of my reasons why. I mean, I like watching him strike a lot. Mm-hmm. But I think that guys like Jeff Neal, who are going to rely on purely boxing, I think that's going to be too predictable for Prates. And I think his defense is, if you're not going to play the in and out rhythm disruption game with him, I don't think you're going to beat him.
But what about the pressure?
I think he can deal with the pressure.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The way
fine.
I see this, I see Prates on the other side of that black line basically the whole fight.
I think if you're going to
he's going to be on the other side of that black line, shuffling to his right the entire fight.
I think he's going to be popping him on the way, though. I think once he hits him once or twice,
then he's going to hit him.
I hope so.
I can see him stunning Jeff Neal, and then like Jeff starts to back up, and that's where the pressure from Prates is going to start.
The problem is like Jeff Neal is much more active than Protez.
Yeah.
He's definitely more active, but again, I think that's
by
predictability.
By 50%.
Dude, look at the...
I would say roughly 50% more active. Like, I would say for every 2 strikes Protez throws, Jeff Neal probably throws 3.
Mm-hmm. Look at the...
But how many of them
Look
land?
at the stats, bro. Significant strike landed per minute. Jeff Neal at 5.05.
A lot of them land. How many of them land? Actually...
5.05 per minute.
3.06. Yeah.
On other people, yeah, but I don't. These stats don't factor in his defense.
Have comparable resumes because, they're comparable resume, comparable strength of schedule in the UFC.
I think Jeff Neal's have better.
So he's got better stats against better competition, is what you're saying. What does give me pause though is the 5th round of the Ian the Ian Gary fight.
Yeah, I love how nothing's low key. It's always that happened.
All right. Okay. Cool. So you take Protez. I got Jeff Neal. Is this our first? Wait, hold on. Go up. What was the fight before this? Oh, Pico. Okay, this is our first split. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we're split on
the
main event too.
Oh,
you guys both got GDP.
Yeah, but I'm split with a loser on the main event. Max, I could abstain from picking on this card and still be ahead of you.
I'm gonna make it back right now.
All right,
Jared Cannonier versus Michael Venom Page.
This is an interesting one. I'm going MVP.
Combined age of 80.
Almost, yeah.
What do you mean almost? Oh, I thought that's at 39.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean almost? It's because
Yeah.
Max keeps the screen so small, I can't see that far.
Pretty
It's
close.
crazy.
Yeah, that's my bad. I forgot to pull it out to you, too.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
I think
combined age
that
of 79.
MVP's style is just too difficult for Cannonier to deal with. So I would say something that's almost similar, not quite, is Izzy against Cannonier. And Cannonier was just never able to solve that puzzle. And MVP, I think, is a simpler puzzle, but more athletic, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? There's more dire consequences to messing up in it because he hits so hard and he's so aggressive with his lunging in. But also, it's just a little bit more simple of a game than what Izzy does. So I think not a 1-to-1 comparison, but I do think MVP's got it. Bro, you can't have your phone, dude. You didn't hear anything.
Someone's texting me some funny stuff. This is hilarious.
Do you anything you want to share? Or is it not shareable?
It's a picture of me holding the water. Here. You want to see it? Look at that picture, guys.
You know what, dude? That's what made this podcast so much better.
What are you doing with the water bottle? Because, look at that smirk.
Yeah, because you're showing. Yeah,
I'm showing that it's sealed. So, Derek, hopefully you're listening. Probably not. Piece of shit. But if you are listening, one of the requirements when you walk to the cage, and maybe some people will find this interesting, you might not know, but the water bottle that you walk to the cage with must be sealed when you arrive to the cage and opened in front of the inspector. Who is the inspector? The inspector is the person who is overseeing that you have your mouthpiece, your cup, and that the grease is applied correct and legally.
And they're from the commission, who is state appointed, right? It's it's a government thing. It's not the promotion.
Just playing in a crash. Are you hearing this? Are you hearing this?
Yo, Mike Zero, ADHD 1,000, bro.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
That was crazy.
Here's the thing about living on the north side. Planes come, and now that you know this, you'll just see it every time you're on a plane. They swing over the north side and they turn.
Yeah.
To go.
I've looked out my window.
Yeah, there's Will's house.
Yeah. All right, I'm taking MVP. Max.
We're all taking MVP on this one.
Boo. So oh my gosh. Why do we always pick that? I guess you only have 2 options. So.
And also, a lot of them, it's it makes sense why you might choose one or the other.
What's interesting about that split right there is that that's kind of the odds on that are not terribly far apart. That's one of all the fights on here, Pico and Murphy, Protez Neal. There's a lot of tight fights on here.
Who's the favorite in the Pico Murphy fight?
That's a good question.
Let me see that money line. Pico.
There's a lot of tight fights on this one. So even though we're all picking similar,
maybe we should run our similar pick parlay. I mean, how could all 3 of us be wrong?
How could we? I don't know. Let's check the stats on our picks and see how we could be wrong.
You know what, we should do that. We should just like quickly scroll through our old picks and see if we have like a fight where it's all red. Like, you know what I mean? Like across the line.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But that'd be interesting to just play with our stats.
Click on it.
See.
Let's just go back to our picks. All right, just start scrolling down. Nothing.
When were we all wrong?
Nothing. Right there.
Holland
and Rodriguez. We all took Holland. Okay. And, same fight. We all took Zellhuber over Johnson. Honestly, though.
Both of those make sense, though.
Yeah, both of those make sense.
It's like we were wrong, but we got to the wrong conclusion the right way.
Yeah.
Which is something that people don't value enough in American society, but whatever.
Go ahead. Down. Keep going. Nothing. No. Oh. Right there.
Yeah, but again, we're fanboys.
I'm not even going to bring that up.
Yep, exactly.
That was like a mandatory pick. Yeah. Right there. Yusuf versus Santos. Ugh.
I think that's a fight where none of us knew. Okay.
Okay. Bo Nick or the Ritter. Okay. They got us. You got us.
Yeah.
Right there. Up.
Nah, it wasn't.
Yep. Up. Right there. We all took Jan over Olberg.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, you're right.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so smart. Down. Right there. We all had Alex over Ankalaev.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. We had Adolfo Vieira versus over Petrosky.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. We all had Izzy over Imavov.
Interesting.
Bam. Dude, this happens a lot, actually, guys.
Yeah.
We're along a lot right there. Talbot over whatever that guy's name is. And we all had Harris over Ponzinibbio.
You know what's funny is two of the fights.
And we all had Bashi over C-Rod.
Two of the fights that we all picked wrong were involving Hani Barcelos. It was Garbrandt and Peyton Talbot. We should just start picking him as a unit next time.
And you know what?
Because both times we've been wrong now.
Look, we all had Elijah Smith in his debut, though. See? We all took Smith. Yeah, cool. All right, interesting. All right, back to the card. Oh, Tim Elliott versus Kai Asakura. Kai Asakura, pretty heavy favorite here. Damn.
I'm feeling Asakura, dude. I mean, I'm not seeing a good way for Elliott to win. I mean, obviously he can, but like, I think Asakura's got it.
Dude, he's been out forever.
Yeah. Asakura's younger, he's sharper, and like significantly younger at a weight class where that matters a lot.
Will and I are both taking Asakura, Mike. You gonna try and pull ahead?
This could be your chance, bro.
Nope. Kai Asakura it is. I don't like that fight.
Yeah, that's not a good one to...
Okay, Bobby Green versus Diego Ferreira.
Break it down for me, Max. When's the last time Ferreira fight? Should I know him? He looks familiar to me.
He's fought in the UFC a bunch.
He's been around for a while. The last time he fought would have been January 18th of this year. He lost to Grant Dawson on the UFC 311.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
I remember that fight.
He's 2-3 in his last 5, spanning back to 2021. So
a
lot of inactivity.
Bro, Bobby Green's the dog in this, and I'm going to take him. Or, I mean, King Green.
This is a hard one because...
He's the dog, and I'm taking him. He's 38, so he's much younger than the 40-year-old Diego Ferreira. Oh, man, speaking of, I got stuff to tell you guys after the pod.
Okay. Dude, this is a really hard one for me because King Green's kind of like on the decline, right? His chin might be going. His reflexes could potentially be going, but...
but he's still going to throw them fangs.
Dude, you got me. I'm going Green.
No, take Ferreira.
Nah, dude.
We're all rocking Green for that one.
Green's the new gold. All right. Gerald Mershart. Oh, my gosh. The dog in him, though. Who is this Mike Howell?
This is the Polish fighting nerd.
Oh.
I'm going nerds. Mike, here's your chance, dude. GM3, brother.
Yep,
do you want to pick this one?
Huh?
Look through the other fights here before we decide if we're picking that one.
I don't want to pick that one. Chase Hooper versus Alex Hernandez. Is anybody going against Chase Hoop?
No.
Then let's not pick it.
Yeah.
Oh, Edson Barboza back in the game. Jakar Close. Anybody picking?
I'll take Barboza.
I would too, though.
Okay.
All right, no point. Brian Battle versus Nursultan Ruziboev.
I got Ruziboev if anyone wants to take Battle. He is the favorite.
What weight is this fight at? Middleweight.
What are you thinking? Battle looked good in the clinch, you know. He
did look good in the clinch.
He might just be too strong. Ruzabov might be too lanky, you know. Dude, this is your chance. You could pull ahead of me.
I don't want to pick it. I can pull ahead of you already.
What do we pick different?
The fight after. You took Protez. I took.
Oh,
Jeff
that's
Neal.
right. Yeah.
All right, I'm good. I'm good on picks.
All right, yeah, that works.
Guys, how many more pay-per-views are you guys going to buy?
The correct amount.
What do they have them scheduled till?
That's a good question, actually.
When does the deal go into effect? So, if you guys don't know,
the
UFC settled on a $7.7 billion. Is that a 7-year deal?
Mm-hmm.
Super Vegas of them. 3 sevens?
Mm-hmm.
Super Vegas. $7.7 billion over a 7-year deal with Paramount Plus, which will then effectively end the pay-per-view model, making it a cheaper option for you to follow this sport.
Yes.
Is that smart?
Okay, I think it's a great idea. So let's break it down. Number one, pay-per-view sales are tanking. I think that there's a couple reasons for that. I think one, the UFC isn't putting on as many quality events and they're doing less like fun promotional things. Two, I think they just have like less stars, especially in America. You know what I mean? There's no champs. I think you made a good point a few weeks ago that like that doesn't matter for us as much, but to a degree, like I think it does impact how well they do in America. Which also that brings up another point, kind of unrelated to this, but Max and I were talking about. I think the UFC sees the rest of the world as low hanging fruit, and they're like, I don't want to say giving up on America, but they're like, oh, we're kind of good there at the moment. But let's revisit that. And then also, like, if you want people to watch your stuff, make it accessible and then let it grow so that you can continue to grow in America, right? So let's say that you have, like, what do you think the average UFC fan is? Like, it's a dude who's between 18 and 30-ish probably?
18 to 32.
Okay. Let's narrow that down.
That motherfucker's broke.
Yeah, dude. Are
That's
these dudes?
Max has never bought a pay-per-view in his life.
Like, all right. So again, if you
Max doesn't even have a credit card.
Let's say that you've got 5 dudes who are like 20 years old and they want to watch a fight, right? And they're like, oh, let's like get together and watch this fight.
Let's go to B-dubs. We don't have to pay for
exactly. So they go to B-dubs, or they all like, you know, they
and then they each end up spending like $80 on apps and drinks.
But like, or they just they stream it, right? Well, imagine if I was like, hey, dude, you can get a stream and you don't need to worry about like it dropping off or like the quality being crappy or being in like Spanish or something. But instead of spending $80 for this one event, you can spend like whatever it is, $15 for a month that will give you not just those pay-per-views, but also a lot of the other like extras that come along with like having ESPN Plus right now. You get to watch it afterwards.
Here goes the thing. I still need ESPN Plus.
For what? Oh, wrestling? Or
wrestling. I mean, yeah, wrestling.
Yeah. Well, you'll get it sorted. But think about it. A bunch of those dudes now, let's say there's 5 guys, and like of those 5 who wouldn't have bought the pay-per-view, 3 of them go like, yeah, we will. Or, you know, we'll get the subscription-based thing. It's like, all right, cool. Now you got $15 a month off of like a handful of
This
people.
is also Paramount Plus is like balls in their court on it because, man, those lights flickered. Now I'm thrown. Because like the UFC's got a $7.7 billion deal here. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like they don't need the pay-per-views now. Like obviously ending the pay-per-view model,
right.
Like they did the math on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So this is Paramount like banking that they're going to receive more than that in subscribers.
For sure. And I think it's an easier sell because, so for example, like I'm actually a great example of this, right? So like I go tell my wife, I'm like, hey, I need ESPN Plus so I can watch the UFC. Is there anything on ESPN she wants to watch?
No.
Do you think there's some stuff on Paramount Plus she wants to watch? Probably. You know what I mean? Like it's regular TV as well.
Wow, I didn't think about that.
Now, granted, I don't think that that's like a make or break. I have ESPN Plus anyways, you know what I mean? But like, it's just like,
are you gonna get rid of it?
There's people, I probably will, yeah. There's people, actually, maybe not because it's like bundled in with I don't know. But either way,
you got Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You got one, then you got the other dog.
There you go.
Same thing.
But like, I think there are people who like within themselves are a more casual MMA fan, and they're like, you know what, I'll get Paramount Plus, and maybe I'll get rid of like something else.
What happens to the catalog?
That's a good question.
Is it just already on Fight Pass? I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe they just leave it there. I don't know.
Yeah, because like, can you like what can you watch? Yeah, you can watch like. I can probably watch UFC 316 on Fight Pass right now. I'd imagine. You know, that was long enough ago.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Max, are you going to be legally purchasing Paramount Plus with this new deal?
Yeah, I'll get Paramount Plus with this
because I have to deal with all those streaming websites.
Yeah.
Russian links.
Yeah. I don't want to have to deal with that anymore.
So it's
I don't
now
have to deal with that
let's
in the
go
first
price
place.
points here. What are you willing to pay for Paramount Plus a month? This is a month, so let's say not the year up front deal. Okay, are you ready? I just need a yes or a no out of both of you. Okay, $5 a month.
Yeah.
$10 a month.
Yeah.
$15 a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
$20 a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
$25 a month.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should cut this out. I don't want them to charge us that much. That's crazy.
15 a month? No, absolutely not.
30 a month.
That's like right around where it's like, I don't know, man.
I think I'd probably cap out at like 30, 35. That's where I'm like, yeah.
So 40 a month, you're out.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, dude. This
Bro, I'm out too. 40 a month.
Model.
Yeah.
40 a month, I'm out. I'm not carrying it. What I'll do is like for this one, I'll get this month.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's what they do in Britain, you know what I mean? Like they have whatever it's called, BT something or whatever, and it's something like $20 a month, and they get all the fights, you know, they get pay-per-views, they get fight nights, they get all of it. So yeah, I think this is the way to go.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got on it. Do you have anything else you want to say on Paramount?
Not really. So it starts in
2026. Is it start January 1st, or is it like a February thing?
Everything I can find says it just starts in 2026. I'm guessing that means like January 1st because the deal runs through the end of 2025. So
okay.
Everything I can find.
That's pretty unique that it's just like on a year.
Well, that's
right. You would have figured they like, you know, like what are the odds? They're like, we're starting our ESPN deal January 1st. So then it ends December 31st.
No, I think that actually makes a lot of sense because they probably started their deal with ESPN like in a year, and it just goes through a year.
Yeah. I don't know. So you think that they left Fox on December 31st and started with ESPN on January 1st? You know what I mean?
Let's talk about Fox, actually. So we were around when the UFC came to Fox.
Yeah.
What did that, like, how did you, again, I'm not worried about numbers or anything. What did you feel when you saw the UFC on Fox?
We're mainstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a channel that I watch the NFL on.
So
I watch The Simpsons on this channel.
Yes, dude. So I grew up no cable, right? Like 3 channels. And I remember watching UFC on Fox at my parents' house and being like, dude.
ABC, NBC, and Fox.
Exactly.
And CBS.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, this is so sick. Like, this is, like you said, this is mainstream. And it felt even more validating than when Strikeforce was on ABC or whatever they were on. CBS, yeah. And that
Maybe
was
NBC.
a step up from, do you remember when was it the IFL? Remember the teams?
Yeah.
Yeah, when that was on one of those things. That was like the first time I ever saw MMA on like regular TV. I was like, this is sick.
Whoa.
But I also knew it wasn't like a sustainable model. You know what I mean? Like I knew it wasn't like the big leagues. And then Strikeforce, I was like, oh, this is a step up. Dude, once I saw the UFC on Fox, I was like, we're here. Like this is a real sport now. And I think this kind of like is that moment for Max's generation as opposed to our generation, which already went through it.
How long has the UFC been on ESPN?
It's a good question.
I want to say 2019. I believe it's 2019 it started. Or at least this current deal.
What was the first main event on Fox?
Oh, was it Kane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very 19-second fight or whatever versus JD, Junior Dos Santos. Yeah.
Didn't they replace the canvas before the main event or before maybe the main card because only the main card or main event or whatever was actually on Fox and it was too bloody and they didn't want to like present themselves as that? Am I making that up?
I do not recall that, but I could see something like that going down.
Maybe I'm wrong.
The first UFC event on ESPN was January 19th, 2019. Do you know what it was?
On ESPN?
Yeah, on ESPN.
Give us a hint. What weight class? What was like the main event?
I don't know if I want to do that. It can make it too obvious, I think.
January 19th, 2019, I was probably pretty out. on MMA?
It was flyweight.
Oh, so then it was
the tournament.
No.
Oh yeah, that
He
would
was
have been
champ
earlier.
by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait,
if it was flyweight, then it was DJ and Henry.
No.
Who was it?
Cejudo and Dillashaw.
Oh. Yeah. That was that long ago? Man.
That's crazy. That's six
Yeah, it would
years.
have been January 19th, 2019. That was the first ESPN
Man,
event.
time flies. All right, you guys got anything else?
Nah, man.
All right, guys, like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Spotify. Follow us on our socials, Instagram, TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter. Buy our merch. That's it, right?
You covered all the bases. You're good.
All the bases. That's
Yeah.
a home run. See you next time. Bye.